what day is it? I wanted to make an Elden Ring video before the DLC came out.
So, my eyes are correct.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This game don't stink that bad. It ain't no Bloodborne though. But I probably started off on the wrong foot with this game because my friend gaslit me into buying this a little bit earlier than I wanted to, but I still love Big Bro. Aww. Now, Elden Ring is my least favorite out of all the Dark Souls games, but that's okay because they're all really good games. Wanted to get this opinion out though before the DLC came out because the DLCs are either really different or just really good to make the gameplay better. So maybe I'll be wrong in the end, who knows. But I want to split this video into 3 parts. 1 being about the game, 2 being about the community, and 3 ending it on a high note. Now that boring stuff is out of the way, let's get into part 1. Now let me ask you a question. What is your favorite place in any of the Dark Souls games? I already got the answer for you. It's the Poison Swamps, right? That's your favorite one. Of course it is. Elden Ring heard that loud and clear. We're gonna make, I don't know, like a quarter of the map Scarlet Rot. Pretty good idea, right? Well, it gets better. Whole underground, Lake of Rot. Game of the year, bro. Game of the year. My favorite. Coolest part too is that it's rot. It's not even poison. It's the stronger variant of poison, equivalent to like toxic from the other games. Isn't that awesome, dude? Oh, you need a little bit more? Well, there's a few puddles around the tree up top where Melania's at, and Melania's just a boss full of rot. Isn't that cool? The poison boss? That's kind of cool, right? Speaking of bosses, bro, did you know there's like 144 in Elden Ring? Cool, right? I bet some like fake gamers out there, like IGN and stuff, are like, wow, 144 bosses. Bro, 50% of them are this guy. This guy right here. Since like 60% of the bosses is this guy, like catacomb bosses, it loses replayability. You only gotta beat like 14 bosses to beat the game, I think. I feels like I defeated 11 to run through like New Game Plus 7 just for the meme of it. I did it like within like a day. It had no replayability. I got burnt out so fast trying to do that. I beat like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 like 15 times at least. Still enjoy the game. Still love it. And this game is based off Berserk. Like every game. Every Dark Souls game, Berserk. That's why I was so hyped that Guts was in the game. His name ain't Guts, it's Blight or whatever. And bro was a pushover. Artorias makes a better Guts. Bro got one hand on his sword swinging around, not getting staggered, not getting parried. I smushed Blight into the ground with my Guts sword. I'm the real Guts, bro. I was wearing the actual armor, bro. I felt like Guts. That guy's not Guts. Somebody made a mod that you actually fight Guts, and it goes crazy. I ain't got Elden Ring on PC though, so I'm sad as hell. But maybe in the DLC...
Ares! Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours!
My bro that I was talking about earlier wanted me to play Elden Ring real bad so we could play together. Multiplayer is a problem though because you can't activate a horse while in co-op. And it makes it traversing the huge open world real slow. But they could have fixed that if they just made everybody have a horse. Think about it. It'd even be cooler if you can activate your summon on the horse. Something that like floats around like a bird or maybe like a turret that's like shooting stuff at you. Or you can like lob fireballs at people like arrows. It'd be crazy as heck, dude. Just a whole out like race and stuff. Alright, now this one though, I could probably be the most wrong about. But I'm a Bloodborne fan, so I like unique weapons, like the trick weapons. Everything feels unique in that game. But in Elden Ring, Art of War, you can like slap on most weapons. So it feels like all the weapons are the same. And then the weapons that aren't the same, that have unique Art of War, they're like slower and worse than the actual ones. Like I tried using Blight's like actual sword, like the Royal Great Sword, and you jump around to an ice attack and it does like 1,000 damage, but it's really slow and you'll just get knocked out of it. and then I could just use like Lion's Claw or whatever it's called for the Guts attack with the real Guts sword, and I do like way more damage, way faster, just stun more. It's like, it's kind of crazy. Like, most weapons just feel the same. Some stick out though. They're like the funny ones. That's sort of the ones I like the most. That's the ones that just stick out, even if they're not that useful. There's like that big finger weapon. That's pretty chill. Outside of the meme, I don't know how many people are actually gonna use weapons like that. And here's the thing about Melania. Perhaps she was the hardest boss in Elden Ring, but she felt like the only real Dark Souls 3 boss. And now people are just like speedrunning it. Like, people just can kill her like in 20 seconds. Like, I know this is a small group of people that will even get this reference, but in Warframe there's a thing called Archon Hunt, and it's where you hunt this big bad boss. It's like really hard to do, and people just want to get more and more OP that they don't even like really care. Like, it's, you can have like a well enough build to function and like kill the boss, but people just want to keep going, and I kind of like that on Warframe, at least, because that's Warframe. There's not really an end game. You keep grinding until you become as most OP as you can. People were like one-shotting the boss, so that's supposed to take like, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something. It could take way longer if not if your people are ready and just have like bad builds. But in Dark Souls, that doesn't really fit. It should be like just pattern memorization and then do like a little bit of damage. But there's some people, it's not even just Melania though. It's like people just find there's so many builds to make that it's hard not to become overpowered and just cut a boss in half. That's what kind of sucks too, is that you don't get to really enjoy the boss, and you don't really get to listen to the music and like feel the whole theme and stuff. Like, people try to go like, oh, this boss is crazy and he was like really cool, and it's like, bro, I hit him in 10 shots. It didn't really like help the theme. I like, which kind of sucks because I didn't get to listen to the music, but half the time I was listening to that Kendrick Lamar album. So looking back in like some of my old videos, I was having a problem like getting bosses down to 0 HP. I would like visceral attack them, hit them, they would just survive. It felt like they added something that would make bosses like more resistant or something, and like when they get to 1 HP, the bar of health was just empty and they just wouldn't die. I just didn't know if anybody else was experiencing this. I had to say two things about the community. It was, the first part though is just about the memes. And like, it's just how the community acted. Like, I feel like none of the memes were really good until now. I don't know if it's because just TikTok's blowing up again, but it was mostly just a bunch of edits and then people simping for the female characters, and it's crazy too. Like, there's female characters in all the Dark Souls games, and I don't know why they're like simping over this one. And then I think the no bitches meme was like on its way out. And then the no maidens thing came up, and it's going on for too long. But at least it's not as bad as recent memes when people just spew out brain rot. It's better than nothing, I guess. But it's crazy how people just simp for these characters too. Like, I was looking up the image for like a thumbnail or something, and it showed one like the blue chick, and her just boobs are out. Like, bro, they ain't that big in the game, bro. I don't know why people gotta be horn dogs and stuff. Like, chill out, dude. Now, I'm glad I'm recording this. Like, it feels almost like a year later, but I was so mad at everything in this game, and then even mad at like Let Me Solo Her. The thing is, now Let Me Solo Her is like well known in the community. Ain't that bad of a guy. Like, he's chill. Like, at least in my eyes now. I'm not like furious. But for the people to like just fanboy over him, like, I just don't know why. There was cool stuff in the community. Like, don't get me wrong, he's cool and all right, but there's just like people have beaten the game without getting hit. All like 7 games without getting hit. That is more insane to me than just memorizing one boss. Like, people just need to realize that, like, he got like, Let Me Solo Her got like a sword that said Rise Tarnished and everything, which is cool and all, but like, there's just, I feel like the people that got like no hits in all 7 games in a row, like, got nothing. Like, that's kind of crazy to me, and they only get like mentioned once. it's just weird. And another thing is that this whole game, it's like Berserk. It's like just being strong enough to beat a boss and learning. You get like that you get that like rush. You finally defeat a boss after an hour or two. You feel good about yourself. And this guy is just killing the boss too for you. Like, it's okay. I guess if you really want the item, that's okay. But I feel like you should be able to do it yourself. But it might take a little bit, but you can do it. I just feel like some people are buying a $70 game, but instead they're getting a $70 movie because they're just watching a dude beat the boss for them. It's like, again, like the guy that did that, no hate, he's chill. It's just, I feel like people, if they really try, they could do it themselves, you know? They just gotta believe. People are just like, alright, I can't do this, and they summon him or something. Like, bro, anybody could do it, come on. They can even do co-op if they really wanted to. Just like, at least do half of the work and not none of it. And it's an optional boss too. Like, it wasn't like a thing that blocks you from beating the game. No, it was just there. Like, you don't even have to do it at all if you don't want to.
Personally, I've beaten Elden Ring twice, and it was a game.
I feel like a year ago, though, I'd be furious at this game and just yell at the screen the whole time if I were to make this now. But Germa kind of opened my eyes. Germa 985. I've watched him like since I was like a young teenager. But he's having a blast on Elden Ring, and it made me realize that like it's a casual game. You don't have to sweat on it. You could just go and have fun. I don't know. I'm more of the type of guy. I played Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3 before I played any other games. I kind of played them in reverse. But I like the harder, challenging stuff. But game's not made for me. It's probably made to reach out for more people, like the people that never played a Dark Souls game, or that played the old ones and just wanted to play more casually. I'm just asking for people to play the other games because Elden Ring could be like their favorite game in the whole wide world, but there's other games that came before it that are just as good. I played with my friend Izzy, and he loved Elden Ring, and then we go back, and then he goes, "Oh, this is from Elden Ring. This is this, and this is that." It's mostly for the meme to make me mad, but still, it's got the stuff that you like in Elden Ring. Stuff's in the other games. You might like it more, might like it less, but just try it out. I don't know. Bloodborne's my favorite. It's different from all the other games, so it might scratch that itch that the other games can't. Hopefully the DLC's alright. It probably will be. Most DLCs in Dark Souls games are like gas, so I think it's safe to say it's gonna be good. Hopefully they add new stuff, like new summons. They had a bunch of giant bears in the game. It'd be cool if they had a giant bear summon. That's just me though, I like bear stuff. But also, it's Shadow of the Erdtree, so it's gonna look more decrepit, more creepy. It's gonna look like Bloodborne, maybe Dark Souls a little bit more. That's what I'm hoping for. With a giant glowing Erdtree in the background, it felt like it was like Disneyland or something. That's just me though, that's just my preference. My biggest complaint though, is it's called Jarburg instead of Jarnum.
Oh my god! Ah!